Hello, it's Anna Marie here from Empowered Parents, and I wanted to pop on and speak to you today about a recommendation that I've received. So this morning I received a really lovely recommendation from a lady called Nicola on LinkedIn, and you can go and have a look at this recommendation. Just go on to LinkedIn and search for Empowered Parents and you'll find my profile. And it's a really nice recommendation. So this is a lady that I've known for 10 years. We've studied together, we've worked together, we've collaborated, and we're in very similar fields. We don't do the same job, but we're in similar fields. So it's really nice to get a recommendation, and particularly one that speaks so kindly of my skill set. But what I want to talk to you about is what's not in that recommendation. So this lady, Nicola, actually supported me through a really challenging time in my own life. So for anyone who's followed me, you'll know that I have quite a childhood history myself. And my oldest child, who's now an adult, was born when I was just 17. Now, I was a pretty messed up kid. I'd just come out of the care system and I was neck deep in drama and risk-taking behaviour, and I was pregnant at 16. So I was quite vulnerable. Now, I made some really big mistakes when my child was young. Now, I've forgiven myself for those mistakes. I was very young and I was doing the best I could at the time with the knowledge and the resources that I had. But I did make some really bad mistakes. Now, when I met Nicola, I was just at the point of starting to pay for those mistakes. So my son was around 12 when I met Nicola, and we were just starting to really disconnect. His behavioural difficulties were very challenging. At that point, we didn't know he had ADHD. He was undiagnosed. He actually was diagnosed very late at 13. And I was in a pretty dark place trying to manage my own life, studying for a new career and managing the difficulties with the relationship with my son. And Nicola actually played a really key part in supporting me through that process. Now, why does that matter to you? Well, I think there is a real stigma around people admitting that they're finding it hard to manage their children's behaviour. I know certainly I felt it when I needed the support. And I want to really publicly challenge that stigma, because I think that one of the most important things we can do for our children is actually teach them that we can overcome obstacles if we are willing to learn and develop and get the help, support and the training that we need. And I think that's a valuable lesson for children. I think also there can be a really unhealthy misconception that because I'm trained in the work that I do, and because I'm now very successful in helping the families that I work with, that I got it all right myself. And that is as far from the truth as you could get. I made some really horrendous mistakes with my oldest child. And I've had to spend a lot of time working through those with him, repairing our relationship and kind of working on repairing the damage that was done through that. So I just want to put it out there that if you are someone who is struggling and you feel like you need support and you are frightened of the stigma, or you don't feel like you're comfortable to admit you need help, or worst of all, you feel like you might get judged for the decisions that you've made, and the situations you've been in your life. I just want to make it really clear you are not going to get that here. I have made some almighty mistakes, and the reason I do this job is because I know how hard it is from the child's perspective and the parent's perspective when things don't go well. And that's why I help parents now to manage behaviour in a way that's healthy for the child's mind and for the parent, and that is effective in getting those behaviours changed quickly and getting your relationship back again. So if you are a parent who needs support, get in touch. The service is highly confidential, but equally I want to challenge that stigma. It's okay to say you need help, and every parent that comes to me needing help has my absolute respect for having the guts to say that in the first place.